Radio Shouty.
Yeah.
I had a chance to marinate on this thing. Now, first of all, the visuals for this album are off the damn chain, man. So, I mean, talk to me about putting this new project together. And, I mean, what was it like getting the team back together to turn up during this COVID time, man?
Nah. For making the project was dope, man. You know what I'm saying? Getting creative with my brothers and all that. But we did it before COVID. You know what I mean? Yeah, COVID just came out of nowhere and just struck everybody. But we kind of had, like, the meat and potatoes of it, like, before this COVID.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
The visuals, we got, it was a collective thing, but definitely like Bianca and all them over there at Rock Nation been like really painting that loyalty.
Yeah, the whole team. Brian, Mike, Brink, Shari, Omar, Bianca, everybody.
Yeah.
Word.
About shit with that boy DMX, man. I mean, it was that vibe. I could feel the vibe, okay? And that's what I'm talking about when I got the visuals and the music together. I mean, it just felt like a throwback, futuristic, but it was that sound that we needed. So, I mean, talk to me about y'all getting back together with X and dropping that one.
That was just a fun day in the lab, man.
Yeah.
We called X to come do the hook. He came to the lab. We drank, we smoked, we talked about everything under the sun that you could imagine. Church, dogs, cars, family, crackheads, dope heads, pain, liquor, everything. We had a blast. We prayed. We did everything. So it was just it was just like the old times, man. It was just like hopping back on the bike, you know?
I can definitely dig that. Now, also, I saw y'all got in there with my dog Benny the Butcher, man, and West Side Gun. So I mean, tell me what that's like having a new school flavor with that original flavor at the same time. And then see, that's what I'm loving too. A lot of times you'll get the OGs. They don't get a chance to really rock with the young folks like they're supposed to show exactly where everything is coming from. So what was that like for y'all getting together in the studio and cranking that one up?
We got the beat from Large Pro. And after we all did our thing on it, I think we collectively thought that Benny, we wanted all of them, but the song would have been too long. So we was able to get West Side on the hook and a verse from Benny. Shout out to Conway. Absolutely. We're gonna throw him on something else. But yeah, they like the closest thing of the locks, you know what I mean, from our cloth. They talk that we like. They make music we like. They ain't really for the radio. They ain't really for the, you know, they just do that shit for the street. And thought it was a good collabo. We reached out to them. They came back easy, made it done, you know, made it happen. We on a lot of their projects. We took them on their first tour. Yeah. They went on tour with us actually like last year or 2 years ago. So we just keeping the rapport good and trying to make good music with like-minded people.
Yeah, shout out to them.
Loyalty and love, man. That was another visual that was hard as hell as well. I mean, talk to me about just dropping this project and then saying, you know what, we need to come with the visuals, making sure that stuff is on point. Because, see, they don't seem like no $5,000 videos. This seems like y'all went on here and brought out the trucks for this one. So, I mean, what was that like shooting them videos?
I mean, you know, everybody with the COVID thing, people's attention span is a little longer. Yeah. So that's even why we wanted to drop our album, because we figured we get a longer listen than, you know, when the world is open fully and people is moving and the attention span is shorter. So with that being said, we just, you know, try to shoot as much visuals as we could for the project. Because like we said, people are watching and listening a little more than when the world is all the way open. So we just try to capitalize off that. You know what I mean?
And then that video, that Loyalty and Love video, man, I got to give it to the team again. They you know, showing like the brothers doing crazy shit, riding bikes and like that. It was actually paints that picture.
Exactly. Now, I mean, I ain't gonna lie, fellas, y'all one of my favorite groups, so I'm about to jump around to a whole bunch of different songs in these next few minutes, okay? So let me get straight to it. Money, Power, Respect. When y'all dropped that banger right there, man, what was that like jumping off of the porch and raising hell?
It was lit out there.
Word.
It was crazy in the street.
To say the least. To say the least.
Yeah.
That was fun, man. That was fun. Like you said, that's us coming off, you know, we fresh off the stoop. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? In the music game and just bringing what we was fresh off the stoop doing in the hood to the music game. Like, you know what I mean? letting them know our world basically. So, you know what I mean? It's a beautiful thing because that term has lasted the test of time in hip hop. You know what I mean? You even hear young artists saying money, power, respect. So
Absolutely.
that's a beautiful thing. Like, you know what I mean? It's good to have brung a slogan or a term.
That's right. That's
to
right.
To the culture, you know?
All about the Benjamins. The video and the bars was on a whole nother level altogether, okay, fellas? What was that like when y'all heard the track and you said, okay, we got to go in on this song first, but then when y'all saw the visual to it by the end of it, and it was just some craziness, what was that experience like?
That was like a 3-day video shoot, a 2-day.
We didn't like that track when we heard it.
Word. Crazy.
What?
We actually didn't like it. Missy Elliott, tell him, Luke.
Yeah, oh yeah, no. We he's right. The track we thought Puff was like pushing this track on us and all that for our album, but you know, we was like, and then he just told us Missy was in there and she asked us to rap to that beat. And then that's how it went, man. Y'all heard the story. It's crazy. Missy Elliott. Shout out to Missy. Painting that picture right there.
When y'all looked up and that music was going crazy back then, I mean, what was that like being in the world with hip hop in the golden era?
That was the first time.
You know,
yo, that was the first time I heard a DJ, all the DJs playing a record like 30 times back to back. They used to play the Benjamins over and over and over in the clubs and like everywhere. You know what I mean? I was like, man, this is something crazy right here. The video, who was it? Paul Hunter? Probably Paul. Who did that video? I don't know, man. But it was like a little mini movie. Too. It was like Puff. You know, he did it right on that.
No, I can dig that. Now, y'all know I'm from Atlanta, man, so I got to ask y'all about them bangers that y'all got into with Lil Jon, man. Knocking heads off, fellas.
That's the big bro, man. That's the big bro, man.
What was that like embracing that trap music at that time when it was new and fresh?
I used to be in Atlanta a lot. So, you know, I used to bump into John a lot. So we just started doing, I actually knew that Atlanta was about to get on fire. And I didn't want to seem like I was jumping on the bandwagon. So I was doing records. We was doing records with them early. Little John, D Money and them, 8 Ball, MJG, everybody, whoever. You know what I mean? 2 Chainz, T.I. I got a new joint about to come out with T.I. and Benny too for T.I.'s project. Check that out. That shit gonna be fire.
That's dope.
But you know, we work with
John,
we work with everybody. We the Locks get love in the South, Midwest, the West. So you know what I mean? It's just about it's a phone. We a phone call away, and we just make it happen.
A specific song though, Jada, that grand finale, man, on with Lil Jon and all them boys. What was it like putting your verses on that song? Well, your verse on that song right there when everybody was bringing it.
Oh man, same thing. You know, I'm being on making albums with these 2 dudes keep you on your A game. Mm-hmm. So when you get on them kind of songs, it's just like, all right, here we go. You know what I mean? This can't be that tougher than rhyming with my 2 brothers. So, you know what I mean? Just attack it with the same approach.
Now I got to take it back to when y'all was rocking with Biggie while Biggie was still here. What were those studio sessions like back then when everybody was just young and just getting into the game and, you know, shooting for the star?
Incredible.
Fire.
A lot of weed, a lot of liquor.
A lot of energy.
Start like, you know, seeing Big, like admiring him, starstruck a little bit, but we'll still bring it to whoever. Like that was our attitude, you know?
The last day, man, talk about that banger right there.
Yeah, that's the big homie.
He was actually on the block. We was on the block doing our thing, and they called us like, yo, we need y'all to come down to Puff Studio to get on Big album. So we went down there with all our homies. He had the old Junior Mafia in there. It was an ill night. We got super high. You know what I mean? Havoc did the beat, so that got the adrenaline up, and we just knocked that joint out.
Now, people call the era that y'all came into hip-hop the golden age of era. I mean, the golden age of hip-hop.
Yeah.
What is it that makes y'all feel like it's the golden age of hip-hop? And then I'm going to tell y'all why I feel like it that way. But, I mean, for y'all living through it and being creators.
I feel like the texture and the cloth for music was just different. You know what I mean? You couldn't sneak in the game. You had to get initiated by the greats, and if they accepted you, you got in, and if they didn't, you didn't get in. And that's how it went back then. But now it's a little easier.
Back then we give you a whole body of work, like a whole album of dope songs. Now it's just a song or two, and then what I mean? I'm not knocking what they do, but now you ain't care about the now it's this different now. And what you call it, like microwaved and all that before you cooked it up, man.
Yeah, it's more for the party. It's more for the club. But I guess you can't make club music with no clubs. So now you're gonna have to. Now we're gonna see who's really talented.
Like you hear the new Locks album, you put it in and you can hear every song. It's dope as fuck, like all the way through. You know what I mean? Not
different.
The
body of work is an entree.
Yeah.
It's not a snack box.
The level of competition is different nowadays. Like, and these dudes, like, they more friendly with each other when they're on the song. I think in the golden era, it was more, people were cool, but it was very much more competitive. Like everybody who was spitting was hot. Like, you know what I mean? Even anywhere in the world, if you was rhyming, you had to put out some hot shit in the 90s. It didn't matter, South, West, New York, anywhere. Now it's not the same for nowhere. New York, South, LA, nowhere. So it's just the level of competition. It was less internet, so you had to earn it more.
I know for me, being a consumer at that time, it just seemed like all of the music was A-list music, and it didn't matter what region that it came from. It was good music, and
that's what I'm saying.
That's
what I'm saying. Like everything you heard at that time, if you was hearing Outkast, it was fire. Like, you know what I'm saying? You was hearing Goody Mob, it was fire. You was hearing West Coast shit, it was Snoop and them, it was fire. You hearing Rough Riders, Rockefeller, fire. Like Wu, Big, Hove, Nas, fire. So you had to have that level, like you're saying, of putting out a certain. You had to meet the criteria. The bar was always raised.
Yeah.
All the time, like, you know what I mean. So that it's a different time now. Now, if you look good and you got a catchy hook, nobody even give a fuck what you say. Like,
with it, you don't care.
Yeah, nobody even care what you say. You just need a hook and a dance and a good vibe, and you good money.
Answer me this question, man. How do y'all feel with y'all life stories now starting to be told in documentaries and stuff like that? And do y'all have any projects coming up to where y'all will tell your stories yourself?
Oh,
for sure.
Yeah, somebody need to tell it. Yeah.
You asked for it.
You asked for it. Here we go. You got it. Yo, we got
we got the Locks documentary coming up in a few months.
Facts.
Of course, you seen the Rough Rider Chronicles. They told a piece of our story. It was mostly about DMX. Because he was the first artist actually that they discovered, and then everything started like that. But we got our own documentary that's gonna go in the depth of our own stories. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So look out for that in a minute. We shopping it right now. It'll probably come out on one of these Netflix or HBOs or Stars or one of them. But it's coming in there. It's almost like 90-80% done.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So we just got to add a little bit more, trim some fat, and we're going to get that to the people so they can see our story and go behind the scenes of the Locks.
What is that like, putting together the documentary and kind of rehashing everything that y'all have been through over these last 20 plus years? And then also, what are some things that one of y'all forgot that y'all didn't remember happened that you said, no, that happened like this and stuff like that, and putting it together like that?
Well, the cameras, they follow you around on tours and in your personal life with your kids and all that for years. So when y'all finally seeing it, when y'all see that little 2 hours, 3 hours or whatever it's going to be, that's a lot of years worth of stuff all chopped up, And like the whole Rough Rider thing, it was a lot left out as far as us. That's why we need to tell it. But it wasn't supposed to be about the Locks.
Yeah. No, I feel that. Now, Good Love, man. Talk to me about that banger right there, boss.
Yeah. Big record for me, far as with the chicks and everywhere.
Yeah.
Shout out to Red Spider. Betty Wright, rest in peace. This is a dope record, man. Felt good.
Word.
That's when I realized I could make them chick records.
Being solo though, man, for each one of y'all, what was that like, leaving the group and doing y'all own things at that time?
never left the group. We always was all involved with each other's solo projects. So we own a studio together. So every project you hear comes out of there. So we all pretty much there while everybody's doing whatever they're doing. Everybody's helping a hand, or you know what I mean? Everybody's there for whatever the other one needs.
But people was asking, like at the time, people was asking for that Kiss solo. You know what I mean? The fans, the consumers, and asking for that style solo. So it was written, man. It was written for everything to take place the way it's taking place. Yeah.
We gonna make it, fellas. When y'all heard that track, what went through y'all mind, man?
We gonna make it. We gonna make it. That's what was going through my mind. We gonna make it.
When y'all dropped them bars on that thing, though, did you feel like it was gonna hit as hard as it did?
Yep.
We always do. That's our job to give the people bars they feel. That's what LOX is about. That's what we do. That's why the people love us. That's why we've been around for this long, thanks to our fans. So we know what they want. So we give it to them, and they hold us in high regard for that. And we hold them in high regard and always try to give it up.
I feel that. Now, I mean, for the next generation coming up after y'all, man, what advice and what game do y'all got for them trying to navigate this industry nowadays?
Learn the business. Learn the business.
Pray.
Learn the business. Pray. Save your money. Keep a tight-knit staff, no yes men, and do more praying.
Absolutely.
And have a backup plan, like, you know what I mean? Especially young artists, you look at all of the most successful artists in the industry and notice they do a lot of different shit. Yeah, they do a lot of different shit, so pay attention.
Yeah.
Own something before you buy a Ferrari.
They seeing money. Absolutely. They seeing different kind of money, and it's coming fast, but it all slows down, so just be prepared for that.
Coming fast and they spinning it fast.
Yep.
Facts. Now, I mean, I got to go back to Biggie, man. I mean, during that golden age and era of hip hop, when Biggie and Pac started to clash and stuff like that, what was that like for y'all being in the game and basically being in the midst of everything?
We wasn't on there yet.
Yeah,
we came right after that, really.
So what was y'all feeling looking at it from the outside looking in then?
We definitely wanted in that shit, but it wasn't our place, our business, and it wouldn't have been smart for us, is what, our OGs were saying.
Yeah. How do y'all feel like hip hop would have been different if that never happened?
Woo! It would have been much different, I think. Much different. Because those were both two big-hearted gentlemen with big ideas, big plans. One's an incredible poet, one's an incredible lyricist. They both, held the coast down, held the world down. So I think it would have been pretty dope. Like, you know what I mean?
Exactly.